So today I'm very glad and very happy to host this our club. So first of all, I would like to respect the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Respect to Venerable Kengchian, Venerable Sophia, and hello, Mr. Sapong and Sana. So now, when we talk about this topic, I would like to introduce something about our topic today. You know, the internet is very popular, and some book and some newspaper, magazine also popular too. So now I give some question, also give this topic to everyone. We discuss about the newspaper, that's it, by online and offline. I have two questions. The first question is, how do you like to read news online on newspaper, and why you like it? And the second question is, what kind of news do you like to read and why? So the first question, I would like to invite Pante Sapir. How do you like to read news online on newspaper? Why do you like it? Yeah. Unmute Pante. Unmute.
So again, first of all, I want to pay my homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, also all venerable in our group, and say hello to Brother Sona and Brother Sofong. So the topic is in a very interesting tonight. The topic talk about news, yes, and the question asked me to do you like to read new online or offline? Yes. So for this question, for me, I am keen on to reading the news on online, yeah, online, because you know the moment they have many electric device like a laptop, mobile phone, smartphone, tablet, yeah, so on, and it's only to connect the internet, and you can read many news in the internet. Yes, so for me, I really like to read news online, and because it's very convenient and parsley, and I can read or can know everything in our the world, yes, by online news. Yes, for me, I have a little bit about the question. Thank you.
Thank you, Pante, so much. According to Pante, that he like or he prefer to read uh, newspaper or the news online more than the newspaper in the past. So thank you. Uh, Move on to another. I would like to invite Mr. Sona. How do you think about this? As a newspaper online or newspaper offline? Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Ponte, for inviting me to answer the first question. First of all, I would like to pay my high respect to all vulnerable in our group and say hello to Mr. Phong. Yeah, I I usually read news both online and newspaper, but I prefer reading news online to reading newspaper. And there are 5 reasons for me to be fond of reading news online. The first reason is the convenience, because by using mobile phone, we can bring it everywhere. It means that it's very portable to bring everywhere to read. It depends on connecting to the internet, and it also access quickly, just by connecting to the internet, and we can search the news that we want. So this is the first reason. And the second reason is we can save time and save money as well, because we don't have to buy any newspaper in the market or in the bookshop, but just use our mobile phone or laptop, and we can read on and we also save money too, because just paying the internet fee in a month, we can read a huge of time that we want. This is the second reason. And the third reason is it's easier to search any news that have on in the internet. And the last the fourth reason is we can read a huge variety of news that we need, that we want, because there are a lot of kinds of news, and it's very flexible for us to choose what we want. And the last reason is we can approach a lot of sources of news, not only in our country, but we can read any news around the world in any country that we want. So those are the reasons why I prefer reading news online to reading newspapers. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Samos. According to you, does the reading newspaper online is very useful and save money, and sometimes we can read around the world. So I would like to hear from Phante Kengchian. How do you think, or how do you prefer to read news online or in offline?
Yes. Interesting. The that question. That's the Venerable Fakis asked me. Yeah. First of all, I want to pay homage Buddha Dhamma Sangha and pay homage to vulnerable in our club today. Yes, and say hello to brothers. Yes, Mabang Suna and Supong also appear in our club speaking tonight. Yeah. Um. Um. Have the good impression. Yeah. It really great for that question. Yeah. Talk about um the favorite of the young person. Yes. Special like the student, yeah, the worker is. I think the student they also have the time. Yeah, and when the people to spend uh, the time to it, it means the people have the knowledge also to depend on the way that the people to have to reading, yes, and reading the newspaper also is the one of the way, yeah, you to have the people get more knowledge. And for me, I also the use usually the reading mm, the news, yeah, online and offline. But I prefer to use usually reading um, the news by online, yes. And the way that's all the things that I use, I often use the mobile phone, yeah, mobile phone to reading the newspaper. Is the I have just some sharing from member in our club, yeah, like Master Suna, yes, and when the project appear, to emphasize, I also have a lot uh, the same idea, yes, but I only want to join some opinion uh, that I summarize because when in the first I shared, I prefer to reading online. Also, there's some point that but I also think it's convenient, very convenient for everyone. Yeah, especially for the people have some time or on with the busy. Yes, and when we have at least the time to break out to break. Yes, time relaxing. So when you want or in the time you relaxing, you read the news. I think is useful. It's useful. For useful habit because some relaxing is not useful yet. But when you spend the time you relaxing by your reading and you get the more knowledge, I think it's very useful. Yeah, and mm, uh, when you read the news, yeah, by online on the mobile phone, yes, I think beside convenient also a mobile phone have the battery of mobile phone is not good as well a like a computer. So that's why sometimes I use the computer because it also have a little heavy, yeah, but I think the um, uh, battery of the computer is better, yet we can use the computer on the time or the long time, yes, more long time than a mobile phone. And a mobile phone, if you use the in the long time, it's not good. Yet it's not good. It can halt, can have some problem. Yeah, but the first I also agree with some idea for all member. Also emphasize about mobile phone convenient because we can bring it with our every time everywhere. Yeah, so when we go to the coffee shop, when we go to school, and we have the time to relaxing, we can turn on the mobile. It's the convenient way that we already use the mobile phone with them. I think is a good point. Yeah. good fun, but it's only one. It's not good for the battery because mobile phone we use a long time is maybe have some problem, and I want every people to take care about this point and take care also prevent some problem we happen when we use the long time the long time by mobile phone. Yeah, and that some idea. Yes, mm, and the final I think yes it useful when we have the habit to reading the news. Yet and the news I think it is total yet helpful for especially the people like a student. It means the people want to know when to get the knowledge and environment in the news online. I think it's good. Yeah, and beside the time we study at school and we spend a short time learn or read on the news online. But I think it's short time but have useful. Yes, a lot useful for everyone if we with the news. Yeah, the news is very variety of news and because when we are worker, yes, when we are student, we don't have a lot of time in the past we can understand clear about our family like my father, my mother. Yeah, they always to watch the TV, and so now in the nowadays, yeah, we always to very busy, very busy. Yes, and a solution for everyone. Yes, that's some idea. I join into the first question. Really thank for listening. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Fante, so much. According to Fante, that the reading newspaper online is very convenient because we can read it anywhere and we can take it sometimes we go from quick out, yeah, and also have some problem, yeah. Move on to the final person. I would like to listen from Mr. Sopong, yeah. How do you think about the question and which one do you prefer it? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. The first I how much Buddha, Dhamma, and the monk, and say hello, brother. Say hello, Mr. Sona. The question one. How do you like to read the online or newspaper? Are you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. The internet. And yes.
Yeah.
According to me, I love reading news online because when we have a mobile phone or laptop, you can watch the news and anytime when you want. Suna and Bante Kinkian Yansa, he says he has the mobile phone. You can buy you can buy everything. The shipper bring man to you. You can learn. You can listen music. You can watching movie and listen to Buddhist teaching. I think I think read the newspaper online very good, and read newspaper you can have skill reading, can have skill reading, and you cannot buy some online. Yes. If you have a smartphone, you can know to the hộp lớn vậy mình you can
In the
know avoid the world when you want to know, yes. Yes, I have a little idea. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Simon. According to you, also prefer to read newspaper online more than the form newspaper. For me, I also prefer reading newspaper or news online too, because I have some the ideas similar to you, but I would like to tell you some reason which I like. Yeah, the part that they read new online, that they you can read more resource, as you can read from US, you can from UK, and in Vietnam, Cambodia. Yeah, and the second is you can, if you have a problem about a word you can understand, you can check on mobile phone and to translate it's very quickly. Yeah, and that's it. I think it is the two reason I prefer reading online more than newspaper in the past. Yeah. Move on to the second question. What kind of newspaper or news do you like most and why? For the question, I would like to invite Mr. Samna. Yes, invite you.
Yes, thank you, Ponte. For me, I am fond of reading educational news, scientific news, and social news. The reasons why I like reading educational news is because my job is a teacher, and I have to update my knowledge in teaching job, and I also have to update my information about educational, like there is any news in educational fields in our province or in our country that is related to the teaching job, that is very necessary for me to know. Yeah, to know that I can use that information to apply for my teaching job. And and what about scientific news? I think science is very essential for our human lives, because science, the scientists invented, has invented a lot of new inventions to support our human lives. and it's very useful to make our life more happy and more convenient. So I think it's really really necessary for all of us to reach the new invention in scientific that can apply in our daily life to make our life more developed. And the last one about social news. It's also important for us to update our information about this society, because we are living in a society, and so we need to approach the lasting news so that we can have a good attitude, a suitable attitude to the society that we are living in, to be flexible, living in this society. So this is my answer for your question. Yes, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Samaj. According to you, whether you prefer to read education news, sciences news, and social news? Yeah. So because you would like to improve experience from the new, yeah. Move on to the next question. I would like to invite Taking Chien. How do you think and how do you prefer to read? Yeah.
Yes. Thanks a lot for the second. Yeah. Also, the last question. Yes. That as we talk about the how or the kind the news. Yeah. That I read. um, as I emphasize, I said in the first. Yes. Reading the online news is very interesting. Yeah, and have a lot of convenience. Because and especially for me in a student, yeah, some lesson, and I think not only for me, yeah, for about the student, they are studying and they always to have the task, the lesson, the subject relating to a lot of information, right? Also for the language, yeah, I study the language, and I think it's necessary to update to pick up a lot of information. Yes, and for me, I sometimes when I study the lesson and I want to know the more information relating to culture. Yes, I always to check information, the news online, the culture. Yes, I watch is because I want to know more information about, yeah, something relating to our lesson, right? And scientific news, I think is necessary. Yeah, it's one way to help out in our life. Yes, some problem or something is that the scientists they inventor is useful, and we can apply it to our life in order to do something well, to get a successfully get to get a success, and you can solve some problem also by the new inventor. Yes, inventor that the scientists something that they find out. Yes, and I think scientific is very important, right? And beside I also watch the hot snail. The hot snail is very interesting. Yeah, I think a lot of the people have a good expression about the hot snail. It means that the nail for nails online, hot snail online. It's the social nail. Talk about a lot of the field. Yeah, the nails also talk about the some problem we have one in our countries, also in the world. Yeah, and if we follow them, we can know necessarily know partly about the problem information or the story in our country, also in the world. Yet I always to follow the hot snail. It mean for the Vietnam. Yes, the nail for 24 nails also it's past the nail that I always to read in the app of the mobile phone. Yes, I use it because as we want to emphasize the first, we use the app, the free app on the mobile phone to use. So we don't pay, yeah, we don't pay any or do you don't pay any money in order to buy the app. So it's convenient, easy yet for everyone to read them. Yes, um, and the final, yes, I think the news also relating to relaxing or entertainment of the culture or compare the culture each of the nation, the country in the world. I think is special information because if you want to know information or you discover the culture one nation, one country, it's a lot, so make you difficult to understand, to remember if you have the lesson or you have the task want to talk about, want to get more information. But when you compare the culture between two countries, yeah, I think it's easy to understand, easy to remember. So I'm always to check and to check our information between compare each other culture. Yet I always to search this new, yet in order to study is make me to easy and understand and remember that information, right? And if I know that some idea for the kind of how I read the new, yes, in our life, also relating to our lesson or our study nowadays. Yes, you think that's on for my opinion. Yes, that's on.
Thank you, Phante, so much. Sum up on to another question. I would like to invite Mr. Safong. Yeah. What kind of news do you read every day or every time?
Yeah, thank you, Phante. What kind of news do you like to read? Why or not? I always to read online about news about life in society, and learn about Buddhism. Learn about Buddhism because Buddhism teach me teach me about thing to do or not to do. Teach me good or bad. Good or bad. Talk about the live life, and sometimes I check Facebook. I check in Facebook. See the sentence the sentence have miền đấy are important. Yes, I think. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Samos. According to you, that's it is from Buddhist newspaper. Yeah. So to the final person, I would like to invite Pandey Safia. What kind of news do you read most? Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much for your question about what kind of news do you raise? Yes. For me, before I answer the question, I want to relate it about the page of news. Yeah, you know, there are many page of news like in Vietnam have báo thanh niên, yes, the younger news, and báo mới and 24 news like Pante Kinh Chien talk about. Yeah, also, yeah, many kinds of the page of news. So about what kinds of news do you like for the question? I the same. Yeah, I have the idea the same. Brother Suna and Pante King Chien. But I beside that I want to read about entertainment news and business news, also sport news. Yeah, because it is very important. Like entertainment news, you when you have more or you want to relax or want to reduce your stress, so you can read some entertainment news about movie, about music, some culture dance or culture culture song. Yeah, the song or culture dance about everything that connect entertainment. Yeah, and business news for our who are the monk is necessary to read, but I think I think I don't think so, because if you a monk or a person, you need to read it, because business, if you can make good business or can do the good business, you know the excellent way to do business. You can take our family, our brand, yes, to earn money or to make the happy life or the comfortable life. So I think entertainment and business news you must read. And for me, I a big fan of sports, so I always to read about sport news, because I want to know my idol or my team. I like who they or what they do, or what they plan in the future. Yes, so I want to know, so I need to read about sport news. And yeah, also, and is necessary for student or for everyone about education news, scientific news, and social news, because they are very closely in our life, and we must to know, we must to read to get information or get knowledge, yeah, to update your knowledge. And if you don't read about newspaper, about something in the world that happen every day, every time, and if you don't read any newspaper, you you will be out mode. Yeah, out mode. You will be out mode. Out mode. I mean, you will be don't update about the new knowledge or new thing, and you are very hard to work or to study because it's called the new like Pante Kingchian talk about the hot news or the breaking news is what the news, yes, very news, very new, very costly about thing that happen every day. So for me, I read many kinds of new, like entertainment, business, education, scientific. Yes, because I think they always bring some information or some knowledge for me, and I can widen my knowledge after I read it. Yes, thank you so much for question and for listening.
Thank you, Fante, so much. According to you, that's a you prefer or it's from entertainment, and sometimes it's about business. So in my favorites or in my habit, I read politics, a little business about the market, and some technology information because I like it more. And you know, we should know about the news in the world. So, example for the politics, we should know how it's going on nowadays. Example, the war between the Russian and the Ukraine, yeah. And sometimes it's happened in our country, yeah. For the business, we should know the market, we should know about the prices. In our example, that's the vegetable, how much in per kilo, yeah, and the meat and something that we should know, yeah. And sometimes that's about the technology, we should know about how many produce product, so how many product, yeah. They are invest example for mobile phone, computer, and something they are create to learn to other people for the customer. And sometimes also we get knowledge from technology. That's the when we have a problem about my computer, we can repair it by yourself. Yeah, that's very useful. And for the result, I prefer to read on the Wikipedia. That's the biggest information in the world. Many people are already search from it because so many people who are editor, who are researcher, who will know, he will write in the Wikipedia, so we can get the knowledge from them. So that's it for my opinion. Yeah. So for topic for discussion tonight, I think that's the end of for the time. In the end, I thank you very much from participant in our group. Yes, thank you so much for listening. Yeah, thank you.